So if you look at most young guys, what they all have in common is they have massive goals. But most, like 99% of these people, they never make it. You know, and you might be one of those people right now, you feel like you are. And then there's 1% of young guys, 1% of people in their early 20s or in their late teens who make it big. You see these people online and they just keep on winning. They cannot fail. It seems like whatever they do, they just make it so big. And I want to make this video as someone who's gotten to that point now. I kind of figure out a principle that I follow in my own life, a very, very simple framework I'm going to share with you in this video that's allowing me to, in everything that I do, have extreme confidence that I will win and I will beat all competition. And it's so simple, so I'm just gonna explain it to you in this video. In the next 2 or 3 minutes, break down this concept you can apply right away after watching this video to just start seeing success in whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to make it in right now. If you apply this principle, success becomes inevitable. To understand this, you first need to get why do most young guys fail in achieving the life that they're capable of actually achieving. It's very simple. It's because you give up too early. Simple as that. You start trying to take action. You start trying to start a business, trying to start making money online. You stop believing that you can actually do it, and then you give up. You're focused on the result, not focused on the input. If you understand this, you will understand why most people never make it, why most people end up in 9-to-5s and they can't get out of that and end up living these miserable lives where they have to go work for some fat boss and live in like a place they want to live in and live in the cold and like just miserable lives overall. It comes back to the fact that you're attached to the outcome and not to the inputs, okay? So let me explain to this. Imagine a version of yourself, or imagine like this person that goes out there and they start a business. They start trying to get their first client, you know, in their online business. They send out some messages, they try to land a client, they don't see any response from that. And they're focused on, okay, am I landing a client? It's been a week, it's been 2 weeks, I haven't landed a client yet. They start getting stressed, start getting worried, they don't see results. They keep doing it. Okay, I'm gonna give it another week, another couple of days, another 24 hours, you know, just do a bit more effort. But if I don't see results, I'm gonna give up, I'm gonna change the business model. It doesn't work, this business model I did, whatever it was, it doesn't work, I'm gonna go on to the next thing. And then most people stay stuck in that loop over and over again. I used to do that, I did this with an agency, I did this with drop shipping, with trading, a lot of different things. That's most people's like life journey. That's what their life looks like. They repeat that for multiple years. End up back in 9-to-5, they run out of money, and then they just stay stuck for their entire life. It's miserable, it's sad, it doesn't have to be that way, okay? When my life shifted, when I started winning in everything that I did, when I went from 0 to making $10,000 a month, leaving my parents' house in Sweden, traveling, to be able to stay in nice places like this, be able to make thousands of dollars per day, like what I changed was not about a magical business model. I do high ticket sales, I talk about this business model a lot. I think it's a good business model for sure, and it definitely has helped me succeed faster. But the real key to success, what actually shifted things for me and allowed me to see success, was because I focused on the inputs. Instead of being the guy who's focused, okay, I'm doing these inputs right now and I'm looking at the result. I'm looking at have I made 10K a month yet. I completely detached my entire perspective. I care zero whatsoever about the result. And I only attach myself to the inputs that if I did those inputs for long enough, the result was inevitable. And you can do this with anything, whatever your goal is right now. You break down that goal into clear action steps that you can do every single day, and you stick to those action steps no matter what. No matter like anything that could happen. This is what I did. For me, going into high ticket sales, these skills or like these things that I had to learn and these non-negotiables I had to do on a daily basis was very simple. If you want to know what it is, it was number 1, learning the skill. Practicing and learning how to actually sell and learning how to sell at a high level as well, so I can actually get good enough to land an online business to work for and be able to solve the problem of sales for their company. Number 2 was getting in front of these online businesses, making myself known in the online business space so that these successful companies that were hiring high ticket sales reps knew that I was out there. I knew that if I did these 2 different things, if I got better every single day, and that was obviously tied to specific inputs, specific amount of role playing, learning from a specific mentor, practicing, etc. And then if I got in front of companies, aka networking and outreach, I knew if I stuck to these actions, the result, success, was inevitable. So I completely removed the idea of making 10K per month from landing a role. I stopped caring about that completely. And Like, take this in. I completely detach from that. You cannot just half-ass it where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna focus on these inputs, but I still care and I make my emotional decisions based off of the result. No, you need to completely let go of the idea of the fact you're gonna land a role, and you only autistically focus on the inputs. That is how I win quickly. That is, if you look at anyone who's successful, is focus so much on the inputs. You do the inputs every single day. The only thing that matters, like when you go to sleep at night, the only thing that defines if that day was a success or a failure is, did you do your inputs? It doesn't matter if you got a response, if you got people telling you to fuck off and saying that you're the worst person that they ever talked to in an interview. If you did your inputs, which is doing the actual action, so getting better at the skill set or reaching out to a company, and obviously getting better, so getting 1% better every single day, which compounds over time. If you did that, you're good. And doing this, you stack wins every single day. It compounds, and then you get the result faster than you can ever imagine, because you're focused on the stuff that actually gets you to the result. You're focused on leveling yourself and acting in alignment with the version of yourself that you're trying to become, instead of acting and focusing on the outcome, which is never gonna work. You can apply this to absolutely anything, and I promise you, you will notice that you will start separating yourself from everyone else. I've started in a lot of different business ventures, same time as friends and people around me. And I've applied this, I've noticed people around me, they drop off, they give up, they change business model, and they stay stuck. And I see success. I keep going because I just use this framework I just gave you right now. I focus on the inputs. I every single day ask myself, what is the number one thing I need to do today that's gonna get me closer to my goal? I focus on only getting that done, and I don't care about the goal, and I end up achieving the goal faster than I can even imagine myself, and I end up winning over other people. Hopefully this makes sense, and if you wanna work with me one-on-one to actually learn the business model I do, high ticket sales, and get trained up by me to actually learn the skill at a high level, get coached one-on-one like I've done for hundreds of guys, to get trained up, land an actual good offer in this industry so you can start making money, traveling, and things like that. You can book a call with me down below this video, talk one-on-one, see if you're a good fit, see if I can help you. Any questions, shoot me a DM on Instagram, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep winning, let's get, ciao.